Alrighty. Let's see. Cool. Hi there, Saribot. Dog fact? Cool. Evening all. Apologies for skipping yesterday. Let's starting up with some art shenanigans today. Not that shenanigans today. Starting now. Come join if you wanna chill. I already removed the chat function, didn't I? It should be fine. We may as well just test out this. Hey there, Frank. Welcome in. Hope the evening's treating you all right. And welcome to just screwing around a little bit. How are things on your side? Oh, yeah, I guess having it in this window does actually give me... can't wait for that extra light to pop up. Don't worry about my left eye. That's normal to some degree. The tracking, unfortunately, is a little bit too good, so I can't get away with my left eye from glitching out anymore. Mentally prepared to be stuck in Ohio over the weekend. Oh boy. Gonna have to be real careful about being stuck in Ohio. Might bore yourself to death. I've gone to Ohio before. It's certainly been a hot minute, but there will be cats. Well, as long as there's cats, that's definitely what's most important. That is probably not a helpful fact. Hey, the dino. Welcome in. Enjoy the lurk. I'd assumed the ad should be relatively close to done, so may as well get going. Oh. Right, this position blocks that. Hold on. Where are you? Oh. Yeah, actually, that would be a problem, wouldn't it? Come on, where is that little box? I don't need Wiggles poking his feet down into chat. Hmm. Might have to do some shenaniganry to actually make that work. Oh. Let's just put you here. And if I can grab a hold of that mug... Where did I put that mug? Well, Wiggles needs his coffee. There we go. Couldn't really find a great place for our little seal buddy, but that should work. Alrighty, should be good to go. What were we doing before? Okay, I reposition him and then immediately flip up a goddamn tablet over his face. Uh... There we go. I'm a professional streamer. I can handle it. There. Let's see. We were working on lining, and since this canvas is significantly bigger than the last one I was working on... Oh. Hey there, Fear. Thank you for the quack. Now, was I just going to line everything pretty much on the same layer? I guess I was. There isn't really a reason not to for this. How are things going, Fear? Is the evening treating you all right so far? Nope. That's a little better. Oh, right. You live in all that? Do get a lurk for a moment, though? Yeah, no worries there. Laundry is fairly important. I would be doing that myself had my timing for everything not been completely screwed over by a random visitor tomorrow. But I guess there's only so much one can actually do about that. Oh, nice. You're up to 195 now, Frank. I do kind of wish that the watch streaks actually gave you, like, a furthering amount of points as you went up. Just because I know that you should be able to get more than just that, but... Oh, well. Twitch is gonna do what Twitch is gonna do. Nope. Need that to be a little smoother. Nope. Okay, yeah, that felt way too small. Do. Then up here. Say that's right angles, but do want to clear this up. There we go. And then you will be able to cross over here, but I'll fix that when I get back down there. Then you get to come up to there. And then... Oh, right. There, and then this comes up. Doot. This doesn't need to be completely mirrored, so we're fine with that. It's not like this is a commission or anything. I'm kind of just doing this for myself, so it doesn't really matter at the end of the day what the quality is on this. I guess if anything, this is more of just an expression of how far I've come as an artist. And at least what I've learned. Because God knows that every artist at least needs to pick up some skills every now and again. We... that can come a little lower. Welcome back, Fear. There appears to be some construction in the back, but should be alright. I guess just don't mind it. It should only pop up when I'm talking, if anything. But I can't say I have a lot of discussion to really go off of right now. Yeah, if you hear nothing, we should be alright. I can hear it myself just because my hearing is weirdly good in certain builds. So considering I've got a pair of headphones on to hear stuff relating to stream, as well as the headset that is separate from that to listen to the music, I'm still amazed that I can hear it. But what I was going to mention earlier, I don't have a lot of topics to really go off of right now. I guess the colors aren't. Yeah, that's fine. I don't have a lot of discussion to go off of right now just because there hasn't been a lot happening that really affects anything in my zeitgeist. I've been cleaning up my computer a bit, and obviously with the Vignon editions, that should at least make streams a little bit better. Especially considering I've got, like, this whole setup now. So now you can actually get to see hand movement in a way. So I'm thinking on it. But on the topic of potential upgrades, I did order a little floodlight thing. So I might be able to light my face up a bit better going forwards, which should make tracking a little bit easier. If not, then I'm going to have to learn some hard wiring to this tracking program to tell it to stop using its eye tracking for now. Because if it's not obvious by the fact that my left eye seems to be closed most of the time, my eyes don't like the tracking styles very much. Let's see, I believe I had this kind of loose, which is why I did that. Because at least when it came down to the maid outfit I saw, or maid outfits I saw, they're not super tight. And these are wibbly wobbly, slimy wimey things, so they don't need a ton of detailing there. Oh, let's see. Get a little bit of squish going on here with these cuffs. Here we go. And I guess aside from that, I guess Brain has just been semi-rotted lately just because I've been watching other VTubers reacting to stuff and wondering if that's even an avenue that I could go down. I would severely doubt it just because my mind tends to watch most of the stuff that is being reacted to anyways, so you wouldn't be getting much out of this tin can. But it's a funny thought to think about at least. And Elise was trying to see what that style of VTubing has brought about content-wise is interesting, because laugh you lose challenges are always just out there. Because where there's an internet, there will be memes. And where there's a good meme, there's at least going to be a semblance of personality. I can probably go this way. And it's starting to look like a cleaner style of my older stuff. I can make you a little bigger. Yeah, that's roughly what I wanted to do. Up. Make that go up a little further. Just so we can do this. Okay. Now, do I remember how to freehand ruffles? Hmm. I guess having a base isn't necessarily a bad thing. And then you need to be sharpened out a little bit. Not that. All right, ruffles, ruffles. And how far up did we do this? About here? It's probably a little bit too high. Do. No. There. That should roughly do it. Although I definitely made the right side way too small. There we go. It's a little better, but that is a little bit crooked. Ouch. No. That's a little better. Clean that bed up. Alright, now how do I ruffle these? And there's one more edit I'll need to do after we get these bits in. But that at least gets the general idea there. Now, gotta fix these bits, because these also need to be round. Yeah. And here I thought I haven't learned anything by watching all of the art friends do their work. Look at me mathematically recreating all of these ruffles. Not even sponsored by the chip company. Yeah, that works. I think that's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Get rid of you. Get rid of you. There we go. I guess one topic that comes to mind is that in the past, at least, I had looked into blacksmithing shenaniganry just because the concept of it did seem interesting. I never ended up going into it just because I was never really driven to do much. But thanks to the glorious world of YouTube, I eventually stumbled across various people working on it. So it's nice being able to vicariously live through the YouTube blacksmithing groups right now. Because it's nice to go back and just look upon at least those more fun tac tac tactile. I'll have to dictionary the word later, but just those workforces that were a little bit more hands-on that I actually would have enjoyed. I can probably try and match that one. Just imagine instead of a robot, I ended up being some kind of elven blacksmithing VTuber who was able to actually talk over the temperature differences in steel and what is actually usable as a quenchable liquid. Well, scared of all you. There we go. Nice, quick and easy ruffles that aren't centered, but it's fine. I guess this is where a mirror tool would actually come in handy, wouldn't it? Um, yeah, because even my sketch was a little bit uneven. We'll leave that as is, but yeah, I probably should be doing the body at least with the symmetry tool. Make my life a little bit easier since I can't do the eyeing of that properly for the damnedest bit of me. Ah, right. Keep forgetting that the bots are tracking all of the hashtags on Blue Sky now too. Uh, oh. I'll just clean this up after. Whoop. Yeah, that's just a little bit off. Alright, makes sense. It's a shame that the eraser tool doesn't seem to actually follow the symmetry ruler. That'd be real fucking handy. Ouch. And then these are a little loose, but nothing major. Oh, right. Do. Let's see here. These are goop hands, but I can probably get away with a little bit of shenaniganry. Nope. Sandra, because she's yellow like sand. Yeah, that was partially the idea. And hey there, Nano. Welcome in. Do hope the evening's treating you alright. We're just getting on the lining phase right now and actively using the symmetry tool like I realistically should be doing when I'm doing clothing. But how goes? The evening treating you alright? Oh, thank you. Guess I do need some coolant, don't I? Thank you. Oh, you had a long day. Well, that's not good. It's Friday, so you're gonna be alright. There you go. Positive thinking. Exactly what you need after a nice long day of being a maid. Panic button has not yet been pushed. I mean, it's definitely helpful when the panic button has been pushed, at least. Nope. Well, you get to chill out here for now. Not doing anything supremely special, but we're having fun with Sandra. And me failing to draw hands, but I mean, what's really new with that? Oot. Just found out that the devs that made those are making Lord of the Rings. Yep. It'll be interesting to see what they end up doing with it. Wow, that looks awful. It'll be interesting to see what they end up doing with it, just because they've got relatively good credence with Kingdom Come Deliverance 1 and 2. But I guess we'll have to see. Because who knows? Maybe they'll fuck it up. There we go. Have you played Middle-earth? No, I can't say that I've actually played Middle-earth. I might have seen something about it, but definitely not played it. I'm just gonna check something real quick. Alright. Yeah, you have shared it before. Did I end up buying it? Yeah. I did end up buying it when you mentioned it went on sale, but I just haven't played it yet. Eventually. God, those look terrible. God, how do I draw hands? Hmm. So this should come up. The ridge of the hand would be there. Oh, them orcs are a little silly. I mean, in most universes, orcs tend to be at least a little bit silly. Everyone likes playing the orcs off as either lovable idiots or brooding monstrosities, but not everyone always gets away with it. Too big. Been over. That looks a little better. Up. Nope, that one. There are a lot of games that I realistically need to play. It's just been kind of a time management problem because of the fact that I just haven't been in the mood to really play any of the games in my library. And as much as I have resting bitch face, I don't necessarily want to share that with the crowd via the mood ring effect. Okay. So many games to look forward to, so little time. Well, I've been hearing mixed things about Rogue Core, so you might not have to worry about that one quite as much. I don't know, though. I guess it'll just depend on if things actually get cleaned up within the near future or not. Hmm. Out, then down. I guess I can clean that up a little bit. Well, the mirror tool definitely helps. And I guess I'll need to add some kind of back connection thing to this. Oy. My eyes aren't even that closed. What are you doing, camera? Oy. Now, is this symmetrical? It's kind of meant to be. Up. Honestly, she looks like a Mandy. Mandy could work as well. It would help me with all of the excessive ends with A sounding names that I kind of just have on every character so far. Oh, wow. That was really off center. Oops. Okay. And then we need this to bell out as well. Come on. Yeah, right, I put Ruffles down here too. I mean, doesn't look too bad so far. Do. Ah, right. It looks like we've got an ad coming up in 10 minutes or so. Wow, lights are being incredibly rude this time. All right. And I need you. This part just gets belled off as well. Although we don't want to make it too obvious that the symmetry ruler was used. Okay, now Ruffles round 2. I feel like I should just draw them first. No, too big. Nope, too far. There we go. That's not too shabby. I don't think I need the ruler tool for the bottom half. So I guess I'll need to take that off before I do the bottom, I guess. I guess there's also the circle thing in the middle that I need to at least get out, but that feels more like a tool thing. Go. And can I just rasterize? No. Oh. Interesting. I didn't think that would work like that. How do I remove the ruler? Delete ruler? There we go. Doot. Yes. All right. Now we just need a little bit on the bottom. All right, Sandra or Mandy or whatever we're going to end up calling you at the end of the day. At least got the front half of you nearly aligned. Nope. Not too shabby. I guess I need to clean up all of the edging a little bit, but aside from that... Oop. I guess it wouldn't hurt to keep an eye out for the break timer as well. Ooch. So we'll just D-line all these ruffles really quick. Ooch. There we go. There we go. Oop. Symmetry ruler just desperately needs the eraser tool to affect it too. Would make my drawing style at least infinitely more usable on it. here. There. Front side should be taken care of. And ads rolling anyways, so why don't I just take a quick break? There we go. Hello again. Oh, right. All right. It's probably smarter if I do the back half first, but it's probably a slightly easier way to do that than what I'm thinking. Oh, there we go. Oh, I made them a lot smaller. Up. There. We'll just get the important bits of the head out of the way first. And then we'll draw in the bigger bits like the ponytail. Whoop. Okay. I feel like that needs to come out more still. Do... Out of curiosity. Do... Hmm. You delete the ruler. Can you put one back on? Yes, you can. Ruler, create perspective ruler, 2-point perspective? Huh. Oh, Jesus, what did it do? Oh, that's what it's doing. Okay. Someone at the door. It happens. Don't worry too much. We're just getting lining done, so it's nothing too major going on at the moment. I have those up a lot higher over here. She's a maid, but can she say Moe Moe Kyun? I'm not sure you'd necessarily want a Moe Moe Kyun on your Jack Daniels, but I don't know, maybe if you tip her enough, she might. No. Now that I think about it, bunny girls are more associated with casinos. Yeah, bunny girls are more associated with casinos, but I wanted to mix it with maid. Or mix it specifically casino and maid, with more of an emphasis on the maid. If we got bunny girl going too much in this, then that would be a few too many elements, I feel. Also, a little bit more stereotypical. She's a maid because she cleans the house with them. Exactly. She's part of the casino to serve drinks and to screw everyone out of all of their money at the blackjack tables by definitely not cheating. Don't worry about it. You've just been losing 17 consecutive hands because you're drunk and you don't know how to play your cards right. Too far. It'd be wild if people are drunk just by looking at her. That would be an interesting power, but that delves a little bit too far into the magic category than I would want most of the slimes to be in. So I'm going to leave that off for the moment. I do that. Yeah, I'm just going to have to erase again. Woe is me with the symmetry. You want scientific slimes? Yeah, because we already have, like, one of the type of slimes that focuses on magic already, right? I don't want to make every single one of them have some magical adjacent property just because of their, like, typing. When I have one type of magic that, or one type of slime that is literally just for magic. Would slightly defeat the purpose of having just one of the types of slimes be solely devoted to magic. That's why a few of them just generate a type within their bodies at most. The cyan one is just going to be able to freeze things a la liquid nitrogen. The yellow ones are going to be able to generate alcohol, which would be fortunate for capitalism once they're able to find out how the yellow slimes work, because that would probably help them a lot. But that's a no. Oh, I don't agree. I wonder their mother should be casting spells. I am also in like a semi-futuristic setup, right? I don't know. It's an option, but I don't personally want the slimes to have a bunch of magic. I'd prefer them to be more physical because their existence is just kind of magic enough for them. Guess I should be making that. What is Nask's view on magic? I've only seen tech stuff from them. Nask is pretty anti-magic because of, well, them being primarily composed of humans and humans not being magical by nature. Humans can learn magic, but they basically have to like go the wizard route where they have to study their asses off. None of them are naturally born with it. Oh, wait, symmetry ruler. Neum. That's why Nask focuses on tech. Because they can sell tech to the masses, they can't sell magic to the masses. Yet, at least. If they want to improve humanity, wouldn't they want all humans to be able to cast? Not inherently, no. Because if their end goal is just for humans to be the dominant species, they just need humans to be the dominant species. You can achieve similar things with magic that you can with tech. No, I gotta do it this way. Mm. This way. That's a little better. Nasthing's tech can be used to solve problems. That doesn't make them anti-magic. They gotta have something against magic. Possibly. I can't really think of anything right now, Nano, I'll be completely honest. I would prefer them to be anti-magic pro-tech. I don't know why just yet, but that's the stance I would prefer them to have. What's the downside to be able to cast? Again, I'm not really sure. Are we supposed to be building in just inherent flaws to casting? Like, mana would be a thing people would need to expend to cast. So you would get tired after a while of using too much magic. That's fine. I mean, it's generally good to put a limit on it. If not, it can be overpowered. Yeah. I'm gonna create a universe where everyone can just throw spells like bullets. No one gets tired, and it's just a substitute for technology. World Building Failures 101. That's alright. Nope. Uh, no. That could be the reason why they hate magic, because it's overpowered and it might make all their tech obsolete. Yeah, and considering they're in the equivalent of a New York-based metropolis right now, I can't really make magic overpowered, especially considering there's like just a tiny ass school for teaching people just how to utilize their magic. Little Magic Town in and of itself isn't really that big when compared to the entirety of the city, so if magic was more overpowered, they would have a significantly larger foothold compared to the equivalency of little Chinatowns would be to a big city. So magic doesn't need to be overpowered. I'd prefer it not to be completely overpowering. The people who do cast it tend to have a high degree of skill with it, but there are enough people in there that would have mediocre levels within their magics compared to the super talented people who are just very good with it. Here. Clean you up. And Nask aside, the director board would definitely want to learn magics. They have the monopoly on force. Potentially, yeah. I don't know. Personally speaking, I would just prefer them to overpower magicians with technology than trying to take their power for themselves. Also, banning magic would be mildly hard to do when some species like need magic to survive. That would be the city council basically saying, fuck you, Faye. You're not allowed to live in this city anymore because magic is illegal. Fuck off. So plot-wise, I couldn't really get away with Nask trying to lobby the local government. That's not really the point of Nask, Nano. The point of Nask is just human supremacy. Well, in a way, yes, but they can't make it that obvious. There. Then one more. There we go. Hmm. Music is probably too quiet. I guess this is just kind of the problem that I have with trying to write the stories right now. There's a lot of overarching points that need to be discussed first before I can nail down the parts of everything. And it just kind of scrambles my brain, which is why I can't really find an answer for it. Nask needs to be discussed first and foremost because they are an overarching antagonist that exists within the city, which causes problems for most, but Jude's really going to be the one dealing with that problem. Well, Jude and, by extension, the Resistance fighters will be dealing with that problem. But their overreach within the city would cause additional issues for the other residents, aside from, like, Runa. Doesn't exactly have to worry about Nask since she's living outside of the city and only goes in time to time just to deliver her wares. Well, and she will be dealing more with interpersonal problems with people than worrying about government takeover. At least directly. She will end up making coffee for Gianna, but that's about it. Okay, it's easy enough. Oh, right, the hands. God, the temptation is real just to copy the hands over. Okay, looking at a hand. How do we do this? Coming up over to there is fine. And then this part goes out. And then this part should follow that taping a little bit. No. Too big. This kind of chicken handy. Let's see. Can I do this twice? You know what? References. References to your friend. Ouch. All right, so if we imagine the cuff going here, no. There's not as many ridges as I keep thinking there are, which kind of leads to the chicken hands I tend to draw. Can make you a little bit thicker. Do, do, do. Gotta go over here. Okay. And then I guess the only other things are not dependent on the ruler. There. Then gotta get the ponytail gourd out of the way. There we go. Make one big teardrop shape. Oh. I guess you would technically supersede that too. Do. Yeah, man. You can do it. Nope. There we go. Apparently I can align relatively fast either way. Oh, right, yeah, the cracking does pop up on mic. At least if they're loud enough. Ooh. Alrighty. Probably made the canvas bigger than I needed to, didn't I? I don't really plan on doing a side profile view for this one. Edit. So why don't we save ourselves some of the effort here? There we go. Oh, right, the bands. Guess I can just do these manually. I won't bother with the symmetry ruler here. There we go. Get rid of you. Hmm. I guess thinking on it, are there even any holidays I need to worry about coming up? I don't think so. They already had Mother's Day pass a week or so ago. Any birthdays coming up, actually? Where's my calendar at? There is a birthday coming up. Okay. I will worry about that later. There. There. And should only need to do one more? Oh, wait. Oops. There we go. And I guess one other thing that I need to do is figure out what to do with that circle. Now that we don't have the symmetry ruler on, maybe we can do... Whoop. Let's see... Up, up. Oh, wrong button. I think that's in the right spot. Alright, so if we're gonna design some kind of casino chip logo for this apron, what do we want to do with that? A little more. I guess when in doubt, references do tend to help. I guess their new typography is just an inflated balloon. Okay. I had V and N. Vic and Nick, maybe? We could probably fit that in there, but I'm gonna have to sketch this out a bit better. Do. No, you're too big. Go down here, up there, cross there, then down there, then up and down. And then nope. That's a little bit better for C's. I guess this is also just a sketch too, so. Chooch. There, up. And then just a big ol' fuck off ampersand in the middle. That isn't how that's supposed to look, is it? How am I forgetting how friggin' ampersand looks? Yeah, it curves that way. And it's a sketch, it's fine. Good. Well. And it looks like we have an ad coming anyhow, so why don't I take a quick break just to stretch, and we'll be back in a few minutes. Oh, I didn't even mute myself that time, did I? Whoops. Either way, hi there. Hopefully everyone's able to get some stuff done today. Okay, I did lose a gift sub. That's fine. God, brain is dying already. What's I gonna do? I guess just keep this page up for later, when we need to raid out. Alright, let's try to make this a little bit cleaner. Nope. Here we go. We cut out a space in the middle. Here. Get that going there. No, that's gonna be way too goofy. Try and follow the curve. What's the establishment called? It'll be Vic and Nick. I just feel like that has a relatively good sound to it compared to anything else. It's going to be kind of a play off of Dave and Buster's in a way, just because of the slightly ballooned logo look. At least that's how I remember their logo looking. But it'll be a casino bar, kind of general fuck around place. Who's Vic and who's Nick? I don't know yet. They will be people who started up this bar probably a long time ago, and it has just evolved in time. That would also help me explain why she's not dressed like a bunny girl, because this would at least be a bar environment suitable kind of for children. But this will have like proper casino stuff as well as like smaller games. Oh, there's alcohol? Yeah, you can have alcohol at Dave and Buster's. Kids can go to Dave and Buster's. They don't drink the alcohol. This is my own world, and I can make it as morally questionable as I feel like it. Plus, who wouldn't want to go to an arcade casino bar combo in a world where you are stuck in capitalism, yet you're just a goat? Oh, there we go. Now, do I want to do something silly? Kind of. Um... Almost. Do-do. honestly based. Peer pressure kills creativity nowadays. Make what you want to make. I was about to say that's a solace, but then keys you find a solution. Dude. It does help to talk about topics like those in a semi-open environment when you're just not 100% certain what you want to do with it. Oh boy. This is not a perfect circle, I am starting to realize. Ruler. Delete ruler. There we go. Doesn't need no explanation. You gotta know what and why you're putting anything in your world. I will in time, Nano, but as I've mentioned before, it's kind of hard for me to focus on drawing one character and thinking about the entire planet at the same time. And I am more into just drawing the character first, and I'll figure out the how later. Well, I've known a casino situation would need to be set up somewhere within the city to make it work. I don't think I need to bend the rules too much to make a semi-family friendly casino work. Did enough thinking just trying to get the slimes to work. Boy. Yeah, exactly. And it's not like I'm going, like, supremely far in the designation of how everything is going to actually compile. Like, there's a lot of pieces that are out there right now, but it's not like it'll be impossible to actually situate them all later. Because as of the development of the slimes, at least, we've got, what, the tech church, which was already a thing. We've got a blacksmithing church, because I'm biased and I was going to include the Forge God in my world anyways. I've got a random ice slime wandering around right now, and she's not tied to anything. This one works at the casino. Juicy lives on the streets. There we go. Front lines. Back lines. The white slime would need to be tied to some kind of church body, and the black slime just wanders because she was there before any of them. Okay. Huh. Oh, I guess I just never fixed that. Whoops. There you go, Sandra. Oops. It's also hard because normally if people have a game or a novel they want to develop, they focus on the lore that's relevant and just a tiny bit of irrelevant lore so that the audience can dig. Well, it helps that I'm not very normal, but you're doing everywhere, everything, and everything all at once. Yeah, that's just because of my brain not really working that cleanly, so I'm kind of just developing things as I feel like them because writing isn't really my end goal. It'll be something I do eventually because there is something there to do with it, but it's not like it's going to be... And grab you. It's not like it's going to be a cataclysmic issue if I just have fun drawing the characters and then eventually fill in the blanks later. I got another bit to fix. And then here. Ah, whoops. What did that? Oh, okay. Yeah, that'll do it. Maybe I should be a little bit smarter about this. And just put all of the lines in one thing. Merge. Merge. If you note everything done as you world build, it shouldn't be a problem. Well, everything's at least being notated in my brain, if that makes a difference. Big brain. That might be why I just tend to be confused a lot of the time. Whenever I'm creating things, I don't have the energy to like do anything with it at the time of occurrence. So I just kind of store it in there for now. Yeah, I guess she is kind of covered up for the most part, isn't she? So the slime color doesn't really need to be absolutely everywhere. That button. Go over to the soft one. There. You have not done any of my diligence today, and you feel good? Well, you mentioned that you were already pretty behind, so there's not much you can really do about that if work kept you busy for most of the time. I got a decent chunk of my dailies done. I'm pretty sure I at least hit all the ones I meant to today. This does actually need to be more saturated. You're not behind, you're rich. I guess you have been saving for a good while. I know that I need to do... I guess it's not inherently saving, but I do need to get a little bit more done within Enfield because of the 1.3 banners being apparently the ones I was meaning to save for originally. I... Oh, wait, I remember what I was going to check. Okay, Steam Cord is still working. The Mifu one? Yeah. Mifu was the one I was originally saving for, so the fact that Feng Yi came first, what version is currently? We're on 1.2. So, we're a little close. I was pretty much expecting Zhuang Fengyi to come after Mifu, but then they were just so kind in putting her before her, so that was a little unhelpful. How long do you have until Mifu? Not very long, I don't think. I can't imagine it's super far away from now. But her and a vampire twunk are coming, so we'll just kind of have to see when the time comes. That works. We barely even know much about Mifu, if we're being completely honest. No, that could actually be a lot darker. Or at least this side needs to be a bit lighter. Soft. There. I mean, she's the caring Dami mommy. Yeah, exactly. That's why I wanted to pull for her. She very much fits the aesthetic. And it's okay to put a character in archetype despite what YouTubers are telling you. Well, everyone's gonna have their own opinion on where they want to actually place people, so... There isn't too much I can do about that for now. I still don't even have my electric team built yet, so Zhongfeng Yi is just kind of maxed out, and I have nothing to do with her at the moment. There we go. And then I just grab the colors for now. That implies an open line. Oh? Oh, it doesn't imply an open line. It's just going through all the lines where the colors are. Up. For the sake of conversation. What do you feel like conversationalizing? Mira, but slimy? I'm not sure if I remember who Mira is off the top of my head. What franchise are we talking about here? Solace Associate? Um, that might be the temperament that I was gonna go with Sandra, but I'm definitely not following the look very much. For the sake of conversation was continuation of the message above. Hey there, Ghost. Welcome in. Hope the evening's treating you alright, and welcome to the freezer. I don't think I've seen that cheddar box just yet. We're just working on some character sketching at the moment, so don't mind me, but how's the night treating you? Dude. You. And then... Where is that even gonna open? Ah. Right. The blonde one. Oh, nice. I didn't think summer was swinging by too soon for folks yet. But congrats, you made it. Now you can sit on the brink. Sit on the brink. Sit on the beach drinking a samosa if you feel like it, or can. Dude. I haven't had to worry about summer break for a hot minute now. Do partially miss it, but it usually meant I wasn't making money anyways, so I've learned to live with it. Okay. color. This was a darker brown. There we go. And then just to make sure, much better. Summer's going to be bad for your health if 25 Fahrenheit is hot to you. If 25 Fahrenheit is too hot for someone, then yeah, you're going to have issues no matter where summer is actually going to happen. 25 Celsius is relatively normal to complain about the heat, but I did not clean up my lines well earlier. Damn. There we go. I know I've discussed it a few times already, but because I am of a wintry temperament, I don't very much like it when it gets above, getting the Canada debuff here, but when it gets above 20 Celsius, which I believe is somewhere around 60 to 70 Fahrenheit, I can still exist at that point, but that is the range where I kind of just say fuck the outside and just kind of stay indoors as much as possible. And then here, gonna have to grab all of the ends here as well. But considering the... Oh, wait, no, I had to turn off the snowy backgrounds for things. Normally speaking, if there was a forever winter, that would be my preferred state of living, but unfortunately that requires nuclear bombs to be dropped, and I'd prefer if those weren't dropped anytime soon. Here we go. Although living through the nuclear winter would at least make things an interesting little change. And welcome back, Nano. You know, that does make me wonder, considering the news that has been going around lately. I wonder if it would be better if I just started doing some stockpiling of canned goods. Probably make things a little bit easier if I was just ready for the nuclear wasteland that's bound to happen. If Bethesda has their way, at least. Oh, right, there is still one white spot I need to hit. Dooch. Really left a single pixel. Doot. There. Although I guess when it comes to survival sheltering, I would probably do a bit better if I actually lived in the cabin of my dreams. Because at the very least, building an underground bunker would be significantly easier with that. Alright, that should be all of the white areas selected. So... Oh, you can't see the upper menu. Wop. Let's make this a bit more of a cream color. There we go. Can't say like can, but if it's needed, if you lose your wife to a cloning organization. Yeah, I mean, when it comes down to it, you do at least need to deal with a little bit of canned goods to deal with the matricide of your family. Oops. Thought I was missing something. Okay. Oh, you played 4? I haven't played 4, but I've seen enough people playing it through videos that it's been relatively etched in my brain. I've been meaning to play it firsthand just because Church of Bonk in Fallout 4 sounds like a relatively decent time. I missed a couple spots. Up. Oh, okay. Well, we'll eventually get to Fallout 4. We've only got like 300 games in the backlog to deal with. There. I guess Fallout 4 would also be the most stable option when it comes down to most of the Fallout games. Either 4 or New Vegas. Shoot. I did miss a spot. Missed a few spots, actually. There we go. New Vegas was abysmal to run. Oh, yeah, there might be some... you gotta run mods to make it stable. I guess that's unfortunately true at this point. It's just a bit of an older game, so you kind of need to take some concessions to make it work. Good. Time is it anyways? Close to 10 o'clock? Okay. Shit. Maybe don't paint the colors on your line layer. Caution wet paint. Hey there, Omega. Welcome in. Sorry, water's just over here. Hopefully the evening's treating you well. And thank you for the water. Oh, I'm on the color layer. Shoot. We're just getting some Sandra stuff done. You just cut back in. It's wet outside? Really? I didn't think it was wet outside. I guess that's just in your area, because I don't think we're getting rain until Sunday by the looks of it. So you've just got a completely different system. It was a rainstorm at your place earlier. Someone left the sprinkler in the sky on. I mean, that does happen when the powers above decide that paying attention to how dogs are, like, how dogs are made is more important at the time. There. Don't color on the line layer. So far, so good. The sky wept. Omega's so cringe. Oh, right, fuck. I was gonna draw a latch thing on this, wasn't I? Uh... Mm. Left some scratchy lines, too. That's not a good sign. Okay, caught it already. Up. Make that down to 12 point, please. Mildly thankful, but I haven't had to worry about weather in a hot minute. We had a singular warm day on, I want to say Tuesday. But that was about it. How rare is it to rain at my place? It's been rarer lately, I find. We usually only get, like, larger rainstorms, and it doesn't tend to last very long, but it's enough to keep the plants from dying. If we're talking about where Jude the character lives, there's not really much rain because it's constantly snowing, but that's what Jude gets for living in the perma-winter zone. Get fucked, loser. You can occasionally get rain in the perma-winter zone, but it's either snowing or it's sunny. Get down to the spring zone then, you'll need to cross a river. Well, to get to the spring zone from the winter zone, you have to cross a mountain and a river, but, you know, pish posh. I thought the winter zone was the mountain. Yeah. The place where Jude and Runa are situated, though, they still have to, like, get over a part of the mountain to get to the spring zone. It's not like they're living at the tippy top of the Mount Everest that is the winter zone. Nope. That should have grabbed everything. think that helps with breaking it up a bit. Oh, yeah, I guess we are at add point. Hands look good. Did you look at yours? No, I just grabbed a hand reference, and I was just kind of working off of that. But yeah, hand practice is mildly important. Bob, I don't do my practice drills. Oh, right, the headband. Um, Dang, she's buffed. Oh, it's not buffed, she's puffed. Puffed slime. A little bit, yeah. The outfit has kind of a puffy nature to it, just to make it more friendly, question mark. But if we were gonna look at just like where the slime body actually is, like it's just basically noodles that exist within the structure of there and just kind of fills it in lumpily. She's an alcoholic dessert, basically. Yeah. Oh yeah, this is the one made of booze. Yep. This is the Alco slime. The one who was a garbage disposal within a casino, and then someone just fell into the garbage disposal, and then Sandra was born. Or piss. No, not. Well, you know, there is a possibility. No one knows because they never drank her. True. Technically speaking, you could drink the liquids that the yellow slimes produce, just no one tends to. Please, no piss slime. I cleaned enough of that in my apartment when you moved in. By the laws of the universe, at the very least, a piss slime is possible, mainly because of... Mainly because of the last category with the orange slimes. Also because I'm just kind of a... I don't really like the color orange that much, I'll be honest with you. But because of general liquids, that would basically be the piss slimes. Which is unfortunate. General liquids, I salute you. Yeah, exactly. You know, your general liquids that aren't alcoholic or poisonous or toxic or drugs. You know, your general liquids. Wink. The world expands and the porn industry is just filled with a gargantuan amount of orange slimes. Dude, is there a mercury slime yet? Pretty sure those would be white at that rate. Hey, they're fear. Nope. Rules as dictated mean that color of slime is based on category. So a cum slime is going to be orange. The white slimes are the holy ones, so that kind of requires an angel's soul to exist. Is there a mercury slime yet? I wasn't sure how I would really classify mercury, but I figured that would count under the toxic traits and poison traits. If your coom is orange, you need to check with a doc. Technically true. But magic of the slime just means coom slimes are orange. It doesn't matter what you're pumping in there, whether it's red, white, black, blue, whatever. I'll never look at an orange the same way again. And yeah, Mercury would be under toxic. Yeah, so Mercury would kind of fall under the green slime category. Oh. Sorry, Mercury slimes. You get to work with the green ones. Unless metal slimes are their own category. No. I have got them separated by, like, type. So, metal, quote unquote, would fall generally under solid materials. So things like iron, copper, steel, what have you, counts as a solid material, so it falls under there. General liquids just captures anything that isn't mentioned up here. And then solid mats just kind of covers everything else that is tangential to those, but not necessarily part of that category. So in theory, you could have a blue slime that just generates wood. Maybe a mix of blue and green, not purple, but like sort of a mix. I haven't done the dual tone slime idea just yet because I like the idea of the general category being tied to their main colors, and then their secondary color tends to be tied to the exact thing that they generate, which if I start mixing the slime colors together, that complicates that system. Isn't the Holy Slime duo? Yeah, the Holy Slime is a duo color because of her healing capabilities. So she gets green tied to her, but that's just because of her ability to heal stuff. Ow. Oh. What do I want to do with this? Pretty edgy casino establishment? What do you mean? It's just like a chocolatey brown for the coat and the cream to kind of accent the red black. It's red brown. Red is pretty common for a casino color. Yeah, that's brown. Fairly dark brown. I could probably make it a little brighter just to make that probably a little bit more obvious. Casino girl you dated had a uniform of those colors? Well, I'm guessing correctly then. Well, casino you worked at was red and brown all over, but some of the brown was crap. Well, unfortunately, that does kind of come with the territory. Because when people start getting wasted off their ass, they start losing bodily fluids. Oh, right, there's an ad coming. Stop talking number 2 on the floor. Someone's got to clean that. Yeah, you're going to have to get one of the slimes around to eat that off the ground. Glad you mostly worked on floor 2. Floor 1 had more number 2. Well, that is how gravity works. Always got to beware that gravity. I guess I'm just running through the ad at this point, aren't I? Yeah, because it's already 10 o'clock. We've only got like an hour left anyways. But, I mean, hey, we got a decent chunk actually done. So nothing to sneeze at. And then... go there. That's probably a lazy way to do the chips. Always take top bunk in a dorm. Yeah, the main reason why you wouldn't want to take top bunk in a dorm would be to avoid farts. Because those are going to waft upwards. Ah. There we go. I guess by the nature of the fact that I've done all of the slimes as flat colorations, that's probably as far as I should be taking that. Aside from, like, coloring the lines, I think. Whoop. You get to float over top of the lines. Holy shit. Hey, there's Solace. Welcome in, buddy. I did not realize I had a confetti thing launch at me when raids happened. Okay. I'll have to check as to what actually did that, because I don't think I set that up manually. But welcome in, Solace. You are a mod, so shout yourself out, please. How did Helldivers 2 go? Yeah, you can't escape that, can you? Yeah, hopefully Helldivers 2 went well. Oh, Icy, right. I guess you have played Icy in the past, haven't you? Oh. Shit. Nope.
Does this make confetti too?
No. Bits are tied to snowballs, so if you feel like chucking snowballs at me, by all means, you're more than likely to do that. Oh, shit. Ah.
Test.
Crap. This is gonna go on for a couple minutes. And it does not work well when we're doing art. But thank you, Solace, for the 1,000 pities. Oh no, it's the chain gun. Solace has whipped out the snowball terror. This is actually going to go on for a while. This is one of the things I still need to tweak, admittedly. Stop, I'm already dead. I'd be... Oh, there we go. I can hear again. Thank you, Solace, for the 10 biddies. Or the $10 biddies, and thank you, Omega, for the $1 biddies. tweak it to make it bigger snowballs. I technically have done that already, but the bigger snowballs are on subs. And unfortunately, I can't incrementally set the size to go as the chain is going to launch bigger snowballs as the number goes higher. And not realistic, he's still standing. I'm a robot that specializes with ice stuff, Nano. I think I can survive 2,000 snowballs. Or 1,000 snowballs. I haven't fully counted what the code for that actually does just yet. Will this snowballs follow? The snowballs are aimed at my head, so technically speaking, yes. I can't quite pull a kin and dodge the finger, because they're just auto-set to track the head. What if someone redeems a duck during that? Yes, actually, it should. We can combo bit snowballs with ragdolling you? Technically speaking, yeah. Although there is also a secondary interrupt that no one's been able to try yet because that's only been added with the new system. And you should be able to see that in lieu of Rocks Fall, because I haven't gotten what I needed to make Rocks Fall work, but there's another interrupt now, at least for the moment. Oh shit, there it is. There we go. Yeah, I figured some high detonation would be relatively well appreciated. Oh. There's a sub. Oh wow, the chat box does not like that very much. But thank you, or did I say Solace? Thank you, Omega, for throwing Mero in the freezer. Very much appreciated. I also updated the alerts because Twitch has a few additional points compared to Stream Elements that I found. I bun in the freezer. Everyone goes in the freezer. That's what the post-apocalyptic nuclear wasteland is for, is just making sure everyone's ready for the cold. Jude's gonna feel it tomorrow with how much stuff he's been hit with. I mean, I haven't been hit with too much yet. I've only been hit by 1,000 snowballs, a package of C4, a few bigger snowballs with some stars. Oot. Shit. Oh. The sound goes away, I guess. But there you go. Yeah, you can combo them. Although, I'll have to look as to why the sound disappears. Although that is mildly funny. There we go. I'll have to see about putting in a health system with the snowball bits, because I'm sure that's possible. I just need to look up what all of the nodes give me access to. And then if you feel like donating a decent amount of biddies, then you too may also knock me over with snowballs. But yeah, I've been having some fun getting Vignon to work, as you can see. Oh, I'm on the pencil tool. Ugh. Pay for torture. Exactly. Isn't that what a Twitch streamer's supposed to do anyways? If y'all want to see me suffer, I'm not just going to give it to you. You need to do something for it. I'm not a masochist or anything like that. And you have no proof to prove it. Here we go. Can I finish coloring all the lining today? I'm not sure if I can actually get all of that done today. Well, guess we'll see. Do. You planning on rendering? Nope. At least for the slimes that we have drawn so far, being Valerie and Julia, I haven't rendered either of those out either, aside from the fade on Julia's coat, but that kind of just needed to happen. So I'm just going to keep that trend going for now, just because most of these guys aren't important characters for now. So they don't need full renders yet, but the files will be set up for them if I ever feel like doing so. There we go. Although rendering the slimes would prove to be an interesting challenge. And thank everybody for the hype train. I guess I would be getting hype chests, wouldn't I? I apparently got a fish. Apparently Solus also got a fish, so that must be a new one then, because I'm pretty sure you have every single bit emote Solus. Correct me if I'm wrong on that one. If I'm missing any, it was from your time after surgery. I don't think there's been too many that were added post-surgery, or during surgery. I missed a couple. I missed a lot, Jesus. But I guess now we've got a fish to kiss people with. So nothing entirely wrong with that. And then up here. And then everything to do with this headband. Can I stay longer tonight if I just want to finish doing the lining? Maybe a little bit if we need to. Okay. There we go. Oh, what the fuck is that? I must have moved something and I didn't notice it. Boo. Jude is lazy. Dude. Always when you're finishing something up. Yep. Do. And again there from the same problem. Ouch. Not the pencil tool. There you go. I guess my speed has at least gotten a little bit better. Time to get nose to bed. Sounds Gucci Solace. Thank you for the raid and the train again. Hopefully you rest well, and I'll talk with y'all tomorrow. Cute. That gets to be the yellow. So do all of these lines. There we go. Now the real question, do we change up the music to be something faster, just so that way I have more of an urgency to get this done? Oh. Thank you, Omega, for the 12 something biddies. By at least from what I heard, that did sound like 12, so the throwing might split it in half just to make it throw a bit faster. Bump. The systems are decently well thought out. Ouch. I guess I should change that Stream Elements message now that I know Stream Elements isn't dying. Up. They can make that a little bit more appropriate. We. Oh, not what I'm looking for. How do you see her personality? I've seen her personality to be somewhat bubbly, and at the very least is able to like have a business face or a customer service face. She doesn't necessarily turn it completely off when she gets off of work, but you do notice that she is not trying to force herself to be super peppy and acceptable to all of the people around her, if that makes sense. Bubbly like a beer? Exactly. Have a business phase like beer? Exactly. It's not nice to put it as like she's two-faced, but it's just she has a way for dealing with customers, and then she has a way for dealing with people. They aren't too different, but one is more relaxed than the other. And she will at least like stand up for herself in casual settings. Oh, just like me, for real. Exactly. She's just relatable. She hates Mondays and wants to eat lasagna all the time because she has to go to work. And work sucks, especially on Mondays. I would imagine work for her would suck more on Saturdays, I want to say, because paydays being Friday would mean a lot more people come to the casinos on Saturday and Sunday. Okay, next is Cream. Oh, you're bubbly outside, but inside I'm playing Last Resort on loop. Guess I need to go a little smaller. Here. I think I've got rough ideas for how each of the slimes end up acting, but it might be better to touch on them once we actually start drawing them. There we go. The ads never came? Nano, you're subbed. You don't see the ads right now. Yes, that is a feature, Nano. If Twitch had the ability to show ads to subscribed viewers, people would quit this platform. We Oh. I'm not well versed in this video tube. Thank you for the water, Omega. You know what? Let's see if we can ramp up the speed of the music for a bit. do. Probably will need to turn this down a little bit. Yeah, nothing wrong with a little bit of funk to get the speed going. Here. Is this funk? That's what the listing says, at least. Funk has a relatively recognizable style, so it's easy enough to pick out compared to a few other things, but it very much likes that heavy-ass bass thump that feels like you're just stomping through a war zone. And usually likes to speed up, but apparently I picked incorrectly with my song choice. I guess sometimes it can be slow. There we go. Don't think there's anything I would really need to worry about audio-wise when it comes to this. There we go. You should probably do some dailies. It wouldn't hurt, considering you have time before you need to go to sleep. Plus, tomorrow's an animation day, right? So you don't need to be up at the crack of dawn. Unless you feel like staying up all night and then starting animating exactly at midnight. Hmm. I missed a bit. You have enough of that in college. What, you don't feel like reliving your college glory days where you drink Red Bull until the sun comes up trying to finish a last-minute project? Come on, Nano, that's realistic. That's just how the animation industry works. It's always crunch time when you're getting paid beans for your work. Unless you actually find a studio that has, I don't know, human standards. No, bigger. Oh, oh, this one got a little bit of piano in it. It uses AI. Now, Nano. I'm the only AI that needs to be working here. All the other ones need to burn, or melt, or shatter. Okay. I feel like there was one thing that I missed. I'll at least render out the eyes a little bit when we get there. Kind of similar to how I shaded the hair. There we go. Then you. There. Okay, now the only thing left to do should be brown. Is this your first time you're doing this colored line? No, I've done colored line for most of my stuff, if I'm being honest. I just usually put a bit more effort in than what I'm doing right now on it. Because like with things for the hair, I would make sure that the line shading actually takes that into account, instead of the just pure yellow that I've got there right now. There we go. I guess the main difference for right now is that this is the biggest canvas size I've drawn on so far, so the lines may not be as apparent this time around. I am unsure. Nope. There. Get in there. I'm not sure if it's just how I draw, but I'm noticing that there are chips in my tablet now. It almost looks like some kind of layer off the top got peeled off at some point. I've just been casually chipping away at that. That's not a good sign. There we go. You know, I didn't actually check, but is Kin live tonight? They always seem to start, or they start now just a lot later. So I haven't really been keeping the best track of that. Okay. And then this side, which has a little bit more to do. There. 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 Go. And just a little bit more. And then we'll do the eyes, and then we'll call it there. Because at least for a character sheet, this is at least good enough for me to remind myself exactly what I'll need to do with her. Okay. Oh, right. Oh, missed that side too. Okay. Should be relatively all right there. That should be fine. Okay. I wanted the color selector, please. Her face is not affected by her alcohol, so that would be a negative. There we go. Forgot that the mouth colors usually match the eyes. Okay. Expand. Bup. Actually, I've got a beer thing on here. How do the suds usually sit? I guess near the top. It is worth noting as well that the slimes are kind of meant to be Uncanny Valley as well, so their eyes are not going to be supremely normal. At least when thinking about them. Oh. Um... Let's just do that. Guess that should be a little brighter, or darker rather. That should work. Shush with their ad. Oh. Alright. That's not too bad. That fits with the general character sheety situation. Not too much shading, but where it's needed to actually exemplify what the point of it is. Oy. I guess the other thing I could do is do a similar thing here. Brighter though. No. Ow. Okay, Arms probably didn't like that speed lining situation, but that's pretty good. Guess I can actually just export that just so I know where it's actually sitting. Oh, right, I put that in here. Let's put this in here. Doot. Bop. Yeah, it's a big picture. I get that. Lovely. I think that's enough juice for now. Ow. Guess I should try and find someone to raid, shouldn't I? God, I wish my eyes could actually stay open enough for the tracking to work. Alright, Meru is live, but... Oh, that's just for the hype emote. Back to Twitch, because I believe I can do the raid from OBS. Is there anyone arting from... Joel is arting, but I will not have enough people to raid into the bigger guys anytime soon. Blue is on. Miko is on. Mia is on, but Mia's been gaming lately. Damn, even Raze is on. I haven't seen Raze be on for a very long time. Art. I guess Plu would work. Although I'm breaking my own rule, but whatever. Raid 1. Oh. Does Plu allow it? Plu does allow raiding. Okay. Well, thank everybody for stopping by. Hopefully you had a lovely evening, and thanks for joining me while we sketched out Sandra or Mindy, or whatever we end up calling her. I'll be back again presumably tomorrow evening, assuming nothing catastrophic goes wrong. And we'll continue on with the... God, what do we want to do tomorrow? Let's just continue with Cyberpunk. I kind of want to actually finish that game one of these days. And we keep kind of going back in and out of it anyhow, so... Let's see if we can tackle that a bit further with the Church of Bonk run. Either way, rest well. I'll talk with y'all later. Thank you for joining. Thank you for the support, everybody. Rest well, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.